me to head out again, and today I'm off to what's going to be new territory for me, Madhya Pradesh. Now I'm off from Delhi to Gwalior, a city famous for its rich regal past, its many palaces and its beautiful fort. And to take me there, I have this stunning recently launched CLA from Mercedes. It's a car that's positioned as a compact sedan, and I'm convinced that it is one of the best looking cars in its category. At least for me, it was love at first sight, and whether or not you like cars, I'm sure you'll agree that this one is a beauty. Well, I'm excited to get behind the wheel, so next stop, Gwalior.
Gwalior is around 330 kilometers from Delhi via the superb Yamuna Expressway and NH3. I've driven on this highway a couple of times now, and I have to say that world-class roads like these make the journey so smooth and comfortable. It's only about a 5-hour drive, so if you live in Delhi, it's a very easy place to get to for a weekend escape into India's royal past. You might even spot some nilgai and deer in the fields on your way like I did.
The CLA is a joy to drive. This is the 2-liter petrol, and it's smooth, it's powerful, and it's very responsive. But what I like most about the car is that even though it looks compact on the outside, it's actually really comfortable and luxurious on the inside. The seats feel and look really plush, there's more than enough legroom even in the back, and best of all, the interior detailing has this really cool, slick finish, so that's what I'm the biggest fan of. Just arrived in Gwalior, and of course my first stop had to be the Gwalior Fort. Now the fort is perched majestically on a high plateau overlooking the whole city, so it commands the most impressive panoramic views. It also comprises several palaces and temples, so there's so much to do here you could easily spend the whole day right in the fort area. Now I'm told that one of the most beautiful structures in the fort area is the Man Singh Palace, so that's where I thought I would start out. Imperial-style Man Singh Palace is very unusual, particularly in the decoration of its facade, because this tiled mosaic work forms the most unusual figures and animals, including a frieze of yellow ducks. Now, this kind of iconography is really not seen that commonly on Indian palaces, so I think it might be a reflection of the personality of the ruler who built the palace.
The palace was taken over by several other rulers after Man Singh Tomar's initial rule, and apparently the Mughals used the basement level as a prison. In fact, all the temples and palaces in the complex have a varied history of patronage as they were seized by different rulers over time. But since we're exploring the legacy of Man Singh Tomar's reign, I thought it fitting to stop by Gujri Mahal next.
The Gujri Mahal was built by Raja Man Singh Tomar for one of his wives, but it's now been converted into an archaeological museum. And here you can see some of the finest stone sculpture of the era, as well as bronze artifacts and weaponry. And they're all really evidence of the skill level of the artisans of that time.
Gujri Mahal is located at the base of the fort and was built by Raja Man Singh for a woman from a lower caste that he fell totally in love with and named Mrigneni, or gazelle-eyed one. Now a museum, it has beautiful Hindu and Jain artifacts, all showcasing the exemplary carving work that is the hallmark of Gwalior's architectural and sculptural technique.
I find myself at the beautiful Sas Bahu Mandir, a temple very highly regarded within the fort complex for the intricacy of its carvings. Now, the Rajput ruler Raja Mahipal had built a temple for his mother and a temple for his wife, and so collectively they came to be known as Sas Bahu Mandir. And it's really worth coming here to appreciate all the details in these carvings. It's really amazing the level of skill that's demonstrated in the workmanship. And you can see all these figures in different positions, beautiful motifs and patterns. It's really just mesmerizing, and I'm so enjoying taking it all in.
The Gwalior fort and all the structures it contains really captures the imagination. I could easily spend hours here cooking up stories of royal intrigue, courtship and battle. But before I get carried away here, I have another palace to visit. And to get me around the city, the CLA is perfect. It's a huge advantage to be driving a compact on the narrow roads around Gwalior, such as those leading up to monuments.
I'm at the Jaivilas Palace, and apparently the Scindias really had a flair for luxury. In the Darbar Hall here, there are two of the world's largest chandeliers, each weighing over 3.5 tons. And it's said that to test the ceiling strength, they used 8 elephants as weight. Now there's also a silver train in the dining hall that circles the whole dining table, serving each of the guests. Now I've never heard of anything more luxurious.
The Jaivilas Palace was built by Maharaja Jayajirao Scindia in 1874, using prisoners from the fort. The palace was designed and built by a European architect under the guidance of Maharaja Jayajirao to welcome King Edward VII. It has 400 rooms, out of which 40 have been converted to form the museum. And from these, you can infer just how grand the lifestyle must once have been. After visiting the fort, temples and palaces, I was keen to visit the famous Gurudwara Datta Bandi Chhod, as I'd never before been to a Gurudwara. It is a tranquil shrine across 6 acres of land, made in marble with colourful stained glass exteriors. It was built in the memory of Sri Guru Har Gobind Sahib, the 6th Guru. This Gurudwara is called the Datta Bandi Chhod because Guru Har Gobind Sahib insisted on the release of 52 other prisoners that had been held by Jahangir for over 2 years in this fort. It's a very peaceful place to walk around and introspect.
What a lovely and serene way to end my day, seeking blessings at the Gurdwara. It's truly been a wonderful trip to Gwalior, and taking in all the resplendent architecture and the sense of luxury of the eras gone by has me fantasizing about being a princess. But luckily for me, I do have quite the specimen of modern luxury waiting for me, that jewel of the CLA. So I'm looking forward to getting back behind the wheel and heading to my next destination. I hope to see you next week.